Hey guys, so I realized that the lighting sucks and I'm probably not in focus, but I'm only one person, I can't do it all. I realize I do these videos all the time, but it's like people ask me to do them, so I don't care if I get hate, because I got so much hate on my Kayla Miles one, but I don't give a shit, so sorry. This one is my Kian Lawley experience. Okay, so basically this morning at not this morning, like this afternoon at like 12:30 or like 2 or something around there, Kian Snapchatted that he was in Dallas, and it was like a picture of carpet and it just said Dallas, and I was like, what the heck? And so I was like, I'm not gonna do anything until I find out that he's actually here. So I like went through my day and I was like, whatever, I think he's just like at the airport for a connecting flight. So then he Snapchatted again. I like went, did something, came home, and he Snapchatted again, and he was like driving. And I called everyone I knew and I was like, can you go to Dallas? Like, can you go to Dallas? Because I like knew exactly where he was. I knew what street he was on and everything. And I was like asking everyone I knew if they could go to Dallas, and no one could go. And so I was gonna go alone, and then I was like, no, maybe I shouldn't. So Asia finally texted me and was like, what's up? She was like, or I was like, are you working? And she's like, no. And then so I was like, okay, I'm picking you up in like 20 minutes because, or I was like, get ready and I'm picking you up because we're going to see Kian. And she was like, okay, whatever. We were on our way to Dallas and we were like stuck in so much traffic. And by the time we got towards kind of in Dallas, this girl like DM'd me on Twitter and was like, I know the hotel. And I was like, what is it? And I was like trying to get the hotel, and she told me the hotel, and it's the hotel I thought it was, so I probably would have gone there anyway. And we got there and I was like, I don't know what to do because there was like so many valets there, and I kind of knew that area, so I like knew where to park. So we like parked in this one parking lot and just like walked around for a little bit. And then I searched Twitter, just like searched like saw Kian. Like we went back to the car at this point because we didn't want to go in the hotel because we thought it would be awkward. So we searched like saw Kian, and this girl was like, I just saw Kian at Target. So I was like, oh, okay, like let's go to Target. I looked up Target, it was only like 5 minutes away. Before this though, when we were driving around trying to find the parking spot, like where to sit, like where to park after we drove past the hotel, I saw this car from the hotel and I was like, look in this car. And she was like, okay, but we couldn't see in the back seats because it was tinted, and I don't really know what his sister looks like. Like I wouldn't spot her out of everyone and be like, that's his sister. It was his sister in the front seat, and I didn't know until we saw him later on. And I was like, what the heck, we should have followed him because that's when he was going to Target. But then we went to Target, but we didn't see the tweet. The girl saw him until 30 minutes later, or like it was like 20 minutes later, but by the time we got there it was like 30 minutes. So we just like walked in Target, walked around, and we're like, whatever, let's just walk around, whatever. When that girl tweeted that she saw him at Target, she also tweeted that she saw him buying a swimsuit. So we're like, oh, like maybe he'll go to the pool tonight, like not thinking it was going to be like so early. And around this time, it was probably like 6:30, and then we headed back to the hotel. I was like, let's just go back to the hotel. And we sat in this parking lot like behind the place, and these girls were like in their car too, looking at us, and we were just like, whatever. So there's like these benches in the back of the hotel. So we sat on the bench for like 10 minutes, and then my mom texted me, and I was like telling her I was scared, and she texted me, she was like, just go and act like you know what you're doing. She's like, there's a restaurant in the place, so, or in the hotel, so like that's probably why there's so many valet. And we were like, oh, okay, so like if there's a restaurant, let's just walk towards the restaurant. So we got inside and like walked towards the restaurant, and like we went to the bathroom first, and then we saw these ladies in their swimsuit, and I was like, they came from the pool, and they were like talking about like where they parked. So I was like, they just came here to swim, like they're not even staying here. I was like, so we can just go to the pool, like they don't care. It's not like you didn't have to have a key to get in the pool. So we went to the pool. We went and like walked around the pool because you had to like open the door to get in, and we walked on the side. And she was like, there he is. I was like, what? He was like right in front of us, and I didn't even notice. She was like, right there. And I was like, where? I literally was looking around like, where's Kian? Kian, where are you? And she was like, right there. But I didn't notice him because I keep forgetting that he got his hair cut. And so like, that's not how I'm like used to him, you know? And so then I saw him, I was like, And then I was like, let's just go in the pool. And so like this lady walked in, so I like walked in behind her. Even though I like didn't have to have a key or anything, but I was like, whatever, I'll just walk in behind her. And it was kind of awkward because we didn't have like bathing suits on. And then I went to go sit in this like seat like far from us, but far from him, but I could see him, but it was wet. So I was like, whatever. So then we went to this other seat and it wasn't wet. So I sat there and it was like kind of closer to him. So it was kind of awkward because Asia could see him, but I couldn't because he was behind me and I didn't want to like look. And before this we had like gotten candy inside and she like went to go throw out her trash and she had to pass by Kian. So she didn't want to do it, and Kian was like in conversation, but they knew we kept looking at them. Finally, like 10 minutes later, she like went and threw away her trash, but this girl tweeted that his hotel, and I was like, okay, well, we'll tell him. And at this point, I didn't know that his sister had posted it on Instagram until I talked to him. So we like went up to him and we were just gonna be like, these girls tweeted the hotel, so like you might want to watch out, like people might be coming. And he was like, oh my gosh. He's like, okay, like kind of like annoyed that people knew. And then he was like, what the heck, how did people find out? And I was like, I don't know, some girl told me, like I didn't tell anyone, like it wasn't me, like we didn't tell anyone, promise. And he was like, all right. He was like, and then his sister was like, it was me. We were like, we all looked at her and she was like, well, I might have tagged it on my Instagram. And so we were like, okay, whatever. And they were like, hurry, take your pictures and then we'll go up to the room. And so we like took pictures with him. Or I like took my picture and his mom like wasn't there then because she like left him inside. And then she like came back out and she was like confused as to like where we came from. And she kept like asking us questions. And she was like, who's your favorite? Like from O2L. Because we said something about Ricky. And it was when I was taking Asia's picture, so I was like, I can't do this because I was shaking, but I didn't mean like I couldn't do this about like who my favorite from O2L was. And Asia was just like, oh, her favorite? It's Kian. And Kian was like, oh, stop. He was like, no. And then I was like, and she was like, but my favorite's JC. And she like grabbed his face. And then, oh, but before this, like when I went to take my picture, I was like, Asia asked him if he was going to VidCon. And he was like, eh. And she was like, I know I say like a lot, so don't comment that I say like a lot because somebody did that and bye bitch. I know. I was like, I'm going to the movie premiere. And he was like, I'll be there. Like, obviously you'll be at the movie premiere. It's your fucking movie. And so we were like, yeah. I was just like, yeah, I'll be there. I'll be at the movie premiere. And he's like, don't you live in Texas? I was like, yeah. I was like, I went to VidCon last year too. She's like, yeah, we're both going to VidCon. Like his sisters like were confused that we were going to VidCon. And we were like telling him that we saw Ricky in Chicago last week. And he was like, here? And we're like, Chicago, last week. He was like, today? No, Kian, last week. And he was like telling us why he was in Dallas. So basically he was supposed to go to Iowa and today he was supposed to go to Iowa. Connecting flight was here and he got on the plane and then like kind of had like a panic attack and was like, because they said that something was wrong with the plane. And then they were like about to start taking off and he was like, what the heck, like I'm not okay. And he was like telling us that it was like Final Destination. He's like, it was like some Final Destination shit. And we were just like, oh, but I'd never seen that movie. He's like, have you seen Final Destination? Before he explained it to us. And I was like, no. So I don't really know what he was talking about, but you know, that's what he said. And then he was like, the guy on the plane like asked, oh, like they had already like left from the terminal or from the gate or whatever. He was like, I need to get off the plane. And they were like, why? And he was just like, I need to get off. It's an emergency. He's like, no, like they were like, is it an emergency? And he was like, yeah, like yes. He was like, it is. He actually said like a bad word, but you know, like when he was explaining it to us, he said a bad word. He said fuck. He was like, fuck yeah, it is. And then they were like, okay, so he got off the plane and now that's why he's in Dallas. And so I guess he's only here for like a day. So this probably won't be up until he left, cause yeah. We like talked to them for a little bit. I don't even remember what else we talked about. And then we walked inside with them. Or like we were gonna walk because we were outside, obviously we were at the pool. And there was like a way to get out front from the pool. And then I was like, wait, no, I want a Tootsie Roll because there was like this thing of Tootsie Rolls inside. So I like grabbed a ton of Tootsie Rolls. And then Kian's sister was like, I wanted a Tootsie Roll. I didn't even know this was here. And they were like telling us that there was cookies by the elevator. And we're like, really? Walked with them to the elevator to see if there were cookies, but there were no more left. And I was like, dang it, I wanted a cookie. And then we like told them to have fun. Oh, we like told them to have fun in Dallas, and then we were like, bye guys, and they were like, bye. That's about it. But literally at the pool, we stared at him for like 10 minutes, and he was shirtless at first. Oh my gosh, I wish I got my picture when he was shirtless, but we didn't. Oh, and then I took Snapchat with him before he left. We talked to him for like a while, like it was like 10 minutes. I don't even remember what else we talked about. We talked most about like people finding his hotel. And he was just like, how? And then they asked us like how far we live away, and we were like 45 minutes, and they were like, were you guys already in downtown? Like, how'd you find it? And we were like, some girl DM'd me when I was on my way to downtown. I was like, so I was already like halfway here, because he was like, how'd you get here so fast? But like I saw his Snapchat like forever ago, so like, you know, early in the day. So basically that's what happened, and that is my Kian Lawley experience. And yeah, you guys should comment video suggestions, because I don't know if I should just make experience videos, because honestly I don't think I have that many more interesting experience videos. So comment down below like what other types of videos I should do. I don't really know. I can do anything in the world, like more vlogs or something. I'll probably vlog when I go to VidCon this month. I'm so excited. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And subscribe down here. Subscribe to my channel and comment suggestions, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. They'll be down there. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.
Say hi, say hi.
Peace out, Chicago.